What if I told you that at one point in history, Egypt, the land of pyramids, mummies, and pharaohs, was ruled by black African kings from the south? Not invaders, not outsiders, but powerful Nubian warriors who conquered Egypt and became pharaohs. They didn't just rule Egypt, they revived it. This is the true story of the Black Pharaohs of Nubia, the kings who ruled Egypt. To understand this story, we must travel south of Egypt into ancient Nubia. Nubia was located in modern-day Sudan, stretching along the Nile River. The Nubians were master archers, so skilled that Egyptians called them Land of the Bow. They were traders, warriors, gold miners, and builders of pyramids. Yes, pyramids. In fact, Nubia has more pyramids than Egypt. Their kingdom became known as the Kingdom of Kush, with capitals at Napata and later Meroe. For centuries, Egypt and Nubia were rivals. Sometimes Egypt ruled Nubia, sometimes Nubia resisted. But everything changed around 750 BC. By the 8th century BC, Egypt was weak. Internal division, civil war, corrupt rulers, foreign threats. The once great civilization was falling apart. Meanwhile, in Nubia, a powerful king was rising. His name was Piye. Piye believed Egypt had lost its moral and spiritual direction. He saw himself not just as a conqueror, but as a restorer of order. So he marched north with his army, not to destroy Egypt, but to save it. City after city surrendered. Piye defeated rival Egyptian rulers and took control of Thebes, Egypt's religious heart. He became pharaoh. And just like that, a black African king ruled Egypt. This marked the beginning of Egypt's 25th dynasty, the Nubian Dynasty. After Piye came even greater rulers. Shabaka. He reunited Egypt fully under Nubian rule and restored temples that had been neglected. He preserved ancient Egyptian texts, including the famous Shabaka stone. Taharqa, perhaps the most famous of the Black Pharaohs. Taharqa ruled at the height of Kushite power. He built massive temples in Karnak Temple. He expanded trade, strengthened Egypt's economy, revived religious traditions. But there was a problem. The Assyrian Empire, the powerful Assyria, was expanding. They wanted Egypt, and they were ruthless. The Assyrians invaded. Fierce battles erupted. Despite bravery, Taharqa was forced to retreat south. Eventually, the Assyrians captured Memphis and installed their own rulers. The Nubian pharaohs lost Egypt, but they were not destroyed. They returned to Nubia, and there, in Kush, they continued ruling for nearly 1,000 more years. Their capital later shifted fully to Meroe, where iron production, trade, and pyramid building flourished. Their civilization did not disappear. It evolved. For centuries, this story was minimized. Colonial historians often downplayed African civilizations. The idea that Black African kings ruled Egypt challenged racial narratives. But archaeology tells the truth. Statues with distinct African features, royal inscriptions, burial sites, temples. The evidence is undeniable. The 25th dynasty was real. The Black Pharaohs were real. And they ruled one of the greatest civilizations in history. This story is about more than power. It's about identity. It's about cultural pride. It's about a time when African kings ruled Egypt not as conquerors, but as restorers. They preserved temples, protected traditions, and proved that Africa's history is deeper and more powerful than many were taught. The pyramids of Sudan still stand today, silent, majestic, waiting to be remembered. If this story surprised you, you're not alone. History is bigger than we were taught. Subscribe for more hidden African history.